Hey, everybody, it's the Roaring Four. We're going to talk about all things Detroit Lions today. Man, what a game in over in Pittsburgh. We played their basketball equivalent G League team. So came away with a tie. So no 0-17. Guys, what do you think? There's a question already, and I don't know the answer to this, so I'm going to ask you guys. It says, what happened to Mcneil? Very low snap count and didn't see him on the injury report. Have you heard any rumors? No, I have not. You guys?
No, for some reason they just gave him less snaps. You knew they gave a lot of snaps? Deshaun Hand. Deshaun Hand played well. He played 3/4 of the game, so maybe that hurt Mcneil. I don't know. They maybe chose not to go with a nose tackle part of the game. I don't know what it was.
Yeah. Grandizer 12, my research assistant, says, yo, how's the Detroit Lions at Prowl? Actually, we're doing very well because we're not going 0-17. It is a guarantee. And you know what? I'm going to say this. You know, this regime is just genius because they found a way to not only not go 0-17, but still be number one in the overall thing for the number one draft pick. It's amazing. I applaud them guys for what they did. It was just so amazing. What do you guys think?
Well, my first take on this game is Jared Goff moves in the pocket like a man with two artificial hips and wearing ski boots at the same time. He's so smooth in there. Like as soon as they get a guy in his face, he does that ridiculous spin move you were talking about before, Jim.
Spin move
where he spins into the pressure and then falls down. Like I see this every week now. I've seen enough of it. The experiment is over. I think if Boyle's thumb is better, throw him out there. I'd even settle for David Blau at this point, even though I really don't think he's any better. But at least he can move in the pocket. Maybe he can't throw, but he can move in the pocket. Like I'm ready for something else.
I suggested they just go to the Wildcat and just hike it to whatever running back they got out there. Don't have any receivers whatsoever. Just jumbo the whole thing and just run the ball. Hey, what's going on, guys? Watching from my job. DMAP. Hope you don't get caught. Just letting you know. So what do you think about this, PC?
I think that this organization has the most patience to find a way to get a win that I've ever seen in any team ever. It's like, you know what? We're taking it easy. We're going to ease our way in. We're going to get a tie first, and then we might get a win later, but we're just going to be patient. We're expressing patience. We're going to work our way in nice, just slip in nice and slow under the radar. So, and kudos to this organization for the immense amount of patience they have to find a win.
Exactly. Why is Campbell continuing to defend a bad quarterback? Because it's all he has. There's nobody else. That's the answer to that question. No offense, but Goff is just a sissy little girl, in my opinion. Yes, me too. Yeah, he sucks.
At a certain point, I understand kind of middle of the season, obviously not going well. I get it. You're not going to throw your quarterback under the bus when we have a multitude of problems. It's not just his fault. There's a lot of other issues. So, but then again, I think if he had some weapons around him and we were doing a little bit better and he's still playing like this, I don't know how you don't say something.
You know what? If we threw him under the bus, it could be an improvement. I'm just letting you know.
Yep.
But okay, so here's my thing. Everybody's like, oh, it's the team around him. He doesn't have any weapons and he doesn't have any wide receivers. Well, let me tell you something. Khalif Raymond had a few steps on that guy. Had to come back to that guy to catch the ball because the Goff couldn't put it on him. Goff puts it on him, that's a touchdown.
How many good throws, Jim? How many accurate throws did you see in that game? I saw two. Accurate throws. And that's including overtime.
I might have saw one. I don't think I saw two, to be quite honest about it. And maybe I missed one because I'm just throwing things at the TV. But I'm not sure, you know. But I didn't see much from him. If you told me before the game that a tight end was going to get one reception, and that tight end was Brock Wright, I would have told you that you're nuts. But that's what happened.
Yeah,
Goff is like that cart in the grocery store with the wheel that keeps spinning and going. No.
Yeah.
That's it, man. That's it.
Like, how many attempts did he make to throw the ball longer than 5 yards down the field? One, maybe two.
I don't know.
I think because the one completion that Amon-Ra St. Brown got about 20 or 30 yards, it was a short pass, and he gained it all running, basically. So, I mean,
exactly.
that one he threw downfield to Raymond was about it. Like, that was it.
That was it.
And I thought the O-line played pretty well. They were better in run blocking than they were in pass blocking, but they didn't have to pass block because we didn't pass. Yeah, but I mean, they had an outstanding game run blocking. I mean, we ran for over 200 yards. We should win when we do that. I mean,
when we were facing this problem that they were going to stack the box against us. And Dan Campbell said, you know what? Guess what? We're just going to throw another offensive lineman, another tight end in there, and we're going to see what we can do. Take the wide receivers off the field. Doesn't matter. You can't throw to them anyway. So, and it worked. It actually worked.
Yeah, way to go finding a role for Nelson. I mean, I was pretty impressed. I'm going to give Nelson some kudos on this.
Yeah.
Granted, you know, I've dogged on him before, but they found a spot where he works out. And as soon as he got injured, they couldn't run the ball anymore. They had a couple runs here and there, but it wasn't as consistent as with him in the game. I can't remember who they put in to replace him, but he wasn't doing the job. So
Aaron.
Yeah. So you know what? Kudos to Matt Nelson for showing up, man. He played really hard.
He did. He showed up and showed out. ESPN just reported DeAndre Swift is still running against the Steelers. Okay,
hey, dude,
where's this one?
Sorry.
Should we have drafted a quarterback last year? This is two questions because this is the second one he said instead of Sewell. No and hell no. We need Penei Sewell more than we need a quarterback right now. Yes, we are going through the pains of building, not rebuilding, because this team has sucked for years. But we're building right now, and I'm just being quite honest with you. No, we shouldn't have taken a quarterback last year. It doesn't really matter right now. We're 0-8-1. If we get a good quarterback in here and we do have a great game and all this other stuff and start winning, what is it going to do for us? We're not making the playoffs, so I really don't know how it helps. That's all I'm saying.
I'm willing to say that this year, if somebody like Kenny Pickett is still there when we pick like 28th or 29th or 30th, whatever that Rams pick is, I would do it. And I wouldn't start him right away. I'd do it, but I'd sit him on the bench. But I mean, just to develop him. He's a guy that needs some developing. But that's who you're going to get with that late with a quarterback pick. There is no quarterback worth the early pick this year. There isn't one.
I'm not going to do that. And I'm going to tell you why I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that because of the fact that the favorite person in Detroit is always the backup quarterback or the backup goaltender or whatever. We've discussed this. And I think what would happen is they would force, because Goff is so bad, nobody coming in would be worse. So they'd be forced to play him ahead of schedule and ruin the kid is what I think. I draft defense, and I don't go for that quarterback. I don't do that.
Well, I agree with 4 out of the 5 first picks, but I think you could slip if the right one falls to you with your later pick or even the second round pick.
I would look at somebody.
I would think about it. I would really think about it.
What do you think, BC? Would you draft a quarterback coming up this year?
No.
Just because of how bad Goff is?
Nope. You know what? If between now and then, some guy that we don't know of right now just starts balling out and you can pick him up at a great value in like the 3rd or 4th or 5th round, and you're willing to take a chance. I mean, maybe as a future backup or something like that, but there's no starters in this draft. So it just, you know what? It sounds, I get it. Cause we've all talked about this, you know, till the cows come home, if you want to call it that. Like nobody likes Goff. I don't know if Goff likes Goff. Right. So yeah, that's not the issue. The issue is that when we draft a quarterback, we want to make sure it's the right quarterback, not just because we don't like the quarterback we have.
I can see that. Like, I'm not going to be disappointed if we don't draft one, but I'm just saying at this point, I would consider it with our 2nd or 3rd pick, not the first one. I would consider it if the right guy falls and if you believe he could be the guy in the future. If not, no.
Question: which Lions player and or coach gets the game ball from yesterday? I'll start this out. DeAndre Swift. Man, did he have a breakout game. Coach Dan Campbell for actually putting another extra offensive lineman, extra tight end, and say, screw Goff, we're going to run the ball.
Hey, look, it's his first game calling plays on the offense, and we didn't lose the game. I mean, what else is there? You know, like out of all the problems we have, Goff being completely inept out there, we were still able to somehow not lose that game, push overtime all the way through. And it was because he just wouldn't stop running the ball no matter what. You saw how DeAndre Swift was green by the end of that game. That white uniform was stained green, and you could see how exhausted he was in overtime. He could barely get a couple yards, and I don't think that had anything to do with scheming. I think he was dead tired.
Yep.
With Jamar going down, so
I would give the game
with it,
ball
didn't get
to
hurt.
all three of them. All three running backs played well. Igwebike ran like his hair was on fire out there. Did you see that?
He did. I like that.
50-yard run. I mean, he's like a going concern when he gets that ball in his hand. He is hard to tackle. And Jamar Jefferson had a great start, and then he got hurt on that great touchdown run. It's unfortunate. But I thought all three running backs played very well, and the O-line blocked for the run very well.
Yep. Yeah, you can feel really good about our running back group, man. I feel really good about them going into the future. A lot of good guys, a lot of young guys.
I feel good about our offensive line, too. I mean, they played pretty well. They weren't perfect, of course, because, it is what it is. Let's start a GoFundMe to buy out Goff. Yeah, I don't think that works out like that. I'm just letting you know. I can't stomach Goff. Neither do I. We don't know there's any starters in this draft. There's a lot of good QBs that haven't been taken in the first 10 picks of the draft. I agree with that, too. I agree I can't take another year of Goff as the starter. I've never seen a situation where a coach just had one wide receiver, put all these tight ends in big packages, unless it's at the goal line, and just run like that. I don't remember seeing it. I don't.
And it worked.
Pittsburgh didn't see it coming.
For a while.
They didn't know what to do about it.
They didn't.
Nope.
But then they just started really stacking the box against us, because now you can put everybody in there because there's nobody run. There's no threat of Goff throwing down the field again. So that's how they stopped it.
I think what this running game proves is, so Ben was out, right? And the Pittsburgh offense was just as bad almost as we were, but they have a good defense. And we ran that ball down their throat, and they did not see it coming. If we can do that against Pittsburgh, we can do that against any team. So just keep it up. I love the Wildcat. Pull Goff out, throw a Wildcat package in there, and just do that for the rest of the season. Why
I agree. Not? Just find some quarterback that can run. I mean, seriously. I'm sorry. It just
Blau can run the ball. He got no arm, but hey, he scrambles. Let him just scramble, pitch it out to Swift, and run screens all damn day. Why not?
RPO, do that.
Yeah, if you're not going to throw it anyways, Blau can at least run. He can move in the pocket. He can scramble.
Yep. Yeah, I agree with that. And the Joey Harrington situation was way worse. He was supposed to be the Lions' savior. So's Goff. Shout out to Raw Detroit. We didn't win either. No moral victories in football. We must win games. That's the only thing that's going to count on Sundays. We can't accept being mediocre. Oh, I'd settle for mediocre right now.
I kind of disagree with this a little bit. A moral victory in say yesterday's game was if we lost in overtime, but we played a good game. That's a moral victory. A tie is not nothing. A tie statistically counts for something. So that's not, I wouldn't even go moral victory on that. It's a step above that.
Well, I'd like to comment on this. I'd like to say the first step towards winning is not losing. So we got to the first step, okay? But a tie, like you said, it's like kissing your sister. It's not that good, okay? So, I mean, yeah, there's a long way to go. Wes? But at least we aren't going 0-17. I'm trying to take something. There's no hillbilly jokes, please.
You're digging your hole with this analogy, Wes.
I'm kidding. We're kidding.
That's like what the hillbillies do for Halloween. They pump Ken. Okay, enough of that.
Oh my God.
I'm just trying to take something positive out of this. I don't know.
And that's positive. Okay. No, I'm saying the same thing. It's not a loss. We're not going 0-17. That's the positives. The negatives is Jared Goff's a dumpster fire. And yes, he got hurt. Oh, Campbell refused to use Goff because he got hurt. Then take him out. The football gods did everything they could to get Goff out of this game. They made the weather terrible. They made Tiny Hands wear gloves. They got him hurt. Everything. But they wouldn't take him out. They said, "Oh, stand there like a statue and hand the ball off. Hand the ball off, Goff."
Any one of our quarterbacks can do that. So if he's hurt, why is he in there? I mean, he was asked point blank after the game, "Hey, how close were you to not being able to go?" And he's like, "Well, I felt I could throw the ball, so I stayed in," kind of deal. No, you can't. You can't. Everybody knows you can't. That's not an excuse. I mean, if that's all you got to go on is I thought I might be able to throw it, so I stayed in there. No, that's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. We have two other quarterbacks. kind
Neither
of.
of them good.
But they're not injured. Not anymore.
Well, one of them is.
So what's
Tim Boyle's still on IR technically, but he's practicing. So yeah.
But at this point, honestly, Jim, you're right. It's a complete dumpster fire. He's hurting us. It's not about he's going in there and doing nothing. He's going in there and hurting us. At that point, you got to get out of the game. And if you're hurt, if you're physically injured, get the F out of the game. I'm sorry. Just be done with it.
Goff is not the savior, but I've seen people that when Stafford left and the Stafford haters were like, you know what? Oh, he's terrible. We got to get rid of Stafford because he's so bad. He's not a winner. And Jared Goff is, because he's won playoff games and he attended a Super Bowl. He didn't do anything in the Super Bowl. He's just kind of there, just like he is for us. That doesn't make him a good quarterback. That means he had a good team. We don't. So, and it's just terrible. This guy's awful. It really is. Embrace the suck. Yeah, I know. I don't know if that's a good term or not, but it is what it is, you know. It takes a while to build a team. Look at the Red Wings tonight. I know we like to talk about that, but look at the Red Wings. It took them a few years, but the prospects are starting to come in, and it's starting to work a little bit. It's not perfect there either, but it's just patience, you know.
And they were actually able to win in overtime.
So, yes,
I was there. It was a great game.
Was Sider got the game, or was it Larkin?
Larkin had two unbelievable,
crazy angle goals.
Anyway,
sorry, I love hockey.
I was there. It was fun.
Whoa. You know, another positive we can take out of this.
No, I'm kidding.
Another positive we can take out of this. Pittsburgh fans are even more upset than the Lions fans were after this game. I mean, they are not happy with Rudolph. And let's face it, he was almost as bad as Goff. He was horrible.
He was terrible.
He threw a little lobs up there in the air. Yeah, he was. I mean, I guess Pittsburgh fans could say Rudolph did not lead their sleigh tonight for sure. He was brutal.
But he's their backup quarterback.
Our
starter quarterback is arguably worse than their backup.
Yes.
So who cares if you've been to the Super Bowl? That statistics like that mean nothing if you're not helping the team you're on currently. It makes no difference.
Absolutely. And Dr. Detroit, what's up, Dr. Detroit? Love your stuff. The options are slim to none, and none is our starter. Next year, also like it or not, unfortunately. He's right. We've got this guy for 2 years. We might as well figure out how to this is such a bad.
Can we get like another Rory? Can he maybe be Rory for a season?
You know,
he'd be the most expensive
do that.
Rory ever, but at least he'd be on the field.
This was a painful game to watch. I actually think the officials did us a lot of favors in this game, and
oh yeah,
in the second half for sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I couldn't believe it.
I thought we kind of got screwed at the beginning on that pass.
In the beginning, we did.
In the first quarter,
man. Yeah, that pass interference. Let's talk about that real quick.
Actually, if you watch the replay of that, who was the cornerback? I think it was Aurier, wasn't it? But anyways, I think it was Aurier, and he was face guarding, but that's legal. And the ball hit Aurier, and then Aurier actually intercepted it when he landed on the ground. It was actually an interception, but the ref had already thrown the flag and called pass interference, and they got a first down. And a couple plays later, they got a touchdown on an outstanding coverage in the end zone there that nobody covered that guy, But I mean, so Pittsburgh got the breaks early, but later in the game, you're right. The Lions got some big breaks from the refs in the fourth quarter and overtime for sure.
They did. The other thing about that pass interference, it looks eerily similar to the Cowboys game when it was called face guarding, which is totally legal unless
that's right. That's right.
Stupid people. I gotta see this question. Is that Bob Ross original behind the Lions podcaster with a beard? Well, there's two podcasters with a beard, so you have to clarify.
I think he means
he's
behind him. Yeah.
No, that's actually a picture I took when I lived out in Colorado, and I had it turned into a tapestry.
Oh, that's amazing. We need talent on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. Yes, we do. We're a talent void, pretty much. Only other team I can see us beating is Denver. Yeah, well, good luck with that. So it's in Denver. Pittsburgh gave the Lions every chance to win this game. Neither team wanted to win the game. Oh, my God. I seen a meme where it was like, I think it was The Simpsons or something, and they're just like throwing the win back and forth because nobody wanted it. That was pretty funny.
Yeah. I don't know about you guys, but did you guys get it? Like when we were about to kick that field goal in overtime, I kept thinking of a Charlie Brown cartoon. When Santos is coming up to the ball, I kept thinking Lucy's going to take the ball away, and then she didn't. And he actually got the kick off, but it looked like somebody let the air out of the ball. It started up, and then it started losing altitude quickly, and it never even – it was 10 yards short of the goalpost, and wide anyways.
And then missed an extra point that would have helped us a little too.
Yeah. I mean, Santoso is put in a pretty rough situation. He's kicking in bad weather, even though he used to kick in bad weather in college, as Jim told me earlier, which I didn't know.
He was actually a punter before he was a kicker. He's actually a converted punter. He's not even a kicker, really.
He was kicking into the open end of the field, or the world where the wind is swirling around. Everything's soaking wet. Don't get me wrong. I mean, the guy skipped his foot and he just buffed the punt.
Yeah.
But the field goal. But at the same time, I was just sitting there texting with my brother, like, what do you think the chances are? And we're both like, I give him 10%. He'll hit this. It was one of those games where you just kind of knew it was just going to stretch out until the end.
Yeah. No one is talking about Najee Harris ran for 100 yards. Well, Najee Harris ran for 100 yards. See, I talked about it.
There you go. Well, Najee Harris had a lot of carries too. What do you have, like 40? We actually held him in check, really. He didn't really break one loose for a big gainer or nothing. I thought we did a pretty good job against him, considering. I thought he'd do better.
What? Stop telling. I'm telling a fib, PC. You crocheted it last month. Okay, I was trying to figure. He was just
That's impressive. That would be a really good lie, because that thing is like 10 feet long. So, man, that would mean I really don't have a job.
Why not?
If I could have crocheted that, I would have done it.
I love you, Lion King, but boy, are you're so off. Lion King, why is that talk by you experts drafting defense? Duh. Okay. We played our hearts out on D and could not pass, so why not draft a quarterback? If we went through this like every day, every single time, every day.
Okay, let me ask Lion King a question then. Lion King, who would you draft in this upcoming draft? Which quarterback would you draft? I'm curious because you're very confident in your question or your assertion there. So I'm just really curious who he thinks is worth drafting.
I agree with you, PC. There is no quarterback worth the first pick in this draft. There's not even one worth the top 20, I don't think.
Yeah,
all the quarterbacks in this draft are late first round, early second round, or third round.
And sure. This isn't to dog on Lion King, not at all. I'm actually really curious who you think is worth that pick.
He says Malik Willis.
No.
Is worth the number 1 overall pick? That's a question.
No.
Lion King, do you think Malik Willis is worth the number 1 overall pick over somebody like Thibodeau, who we could really use because Flowers is going to be gone?
I think,
I'm curious. I am.
Sue would have made those kicks.
I actually like Malik Willis. I actually think he's probably got a ton of upside, but he's not worth the number 1 overall pick. He's just not.
And Dr. Detroit says, Lion King, that would be the most same old Lions thing that you could do. And I totally agree with that statement.
I already said earlier, I would take somebody like Willis or Pickett later, like maybe the 30th pick, but not the first pick overall. There's no way. There's no way.
I kind of agree with Steve-O here. I would have liked this on a little bit more of Igwebike as well. I'm hoping I'm killing that name correctly. But, I would have liked to see more of him. Hey, what's up, King SJ? He will be on the board second round or third. No.
Oh, will he be? No, he'll be gone in the first round. Malik Willis will be gone by the end of the first round.
Yep, I agree. I don't agree with you, PC, about quarterbacks in this draft. Okay.
I'm quite curious. Give me a list, a top 5 list, best quarterbacks, and tell me why.
All defense, and in the following year, get your quarterback and wide receivers in that, and with all that cap space. Dr. Detroit gets it, totally understands what's going on here. Not many people do, apparently. Pickett has tiny hands, smaller than Goff. Yes, he does. That's a fact. And you know what? Here's the thing. Okay, so you know how bad Goff is. We've been explaining this. Maybe I have to explain it again. You know how bad Goff is, right? So we're going to take a kid that needs to sit for a year or two because he's not ready. He's raw, and you're going to take him in this year's draft. And then Goff is going to play exactly like he plays this year. And the fans are going to scream for that guy. And the Fords will bend to their will, and they will play that guy and ruin this quarterback. I just don't understand it. I don't understand why you want to ruin a guy before we have a team around him. Build the defense, build, the rest of the team out. Instead, we're horribly thin at safety, in my opinion. Linebacker is a position we could use. Edge rusher is a position we could use. And you never have enough, defensive ends and defensive tackles either.
I'd like to respond to this real quick. So, Lion King says, so you guys, what are you guys saying? We're sticking with Goff. Well, it's a lot. It'd be easy if somebody wanted Goff from us and we're willing to pay for his contract, but we've already paid him through the end of next year. A lot of money, what is it? Top 7 or top 6 money that we've given Goff. Nobody's going to take him. Nobody's going to take that contract. So whether he plays on the field or not, I don't know. But he's in Detroit. Yeah. He's not going anywhere. It has nothing to do with not wanting. I don't want him here. None of us want him here. That's nothing to do with it. We're not getting rid of him because we signed.
People have to understand that next year, if we just plain cut Jared Goff, cut him, we still have to pay him $30 million, and that counts against our cap, whether he's here or not. So you might as well keep him here and set him on the bench and play somebody else, or just start him to start the season and see what happens. Maybe we find a capable backup next year in free agency. I don't know. Or maybe we draft somebody with a later picks. But Goff is starting next year. You might as well, you can complain all you want, but he's going to be here. Yeah. He may not play, but he's going to be here.
Yeah, maybe unless he gets hurt or something happens. That happens as well. Look at all the other people that are hurt right now. Dr. Detroit. Oh, I love this one. Grandizer 12 have to re-explain everything about not drafting a quarterback for the people in the back of the room. Yes, we do. Dr. Detroit, defensive end, linebackers, safety, wide receiver, and quarterback. I don't know about that. I'm not going quarterback. I hope Pickett falls to the 3rd round because he has small hands and we draft him. Pickett is the only QB I can see that actually could start next season. Okay.
I like Pickett too. I think he's the best of this class, but I don't think he's worthy of the first pick overall. Not even close. But
we're not talking about he said 3rd round.
Yeah, I agree with him. Yeah, if we can get him later, okay, but why not?
You have such a bad quarterback, paying him so much money that I honestly don't know where you go from here. You have to build a defense because we are in a build. This is the first year of this build. That's what it is. And I believe they put him out purposely to tank. Right. There you go. I said it. I think they built this team to tank and get a very high draft pick and get high draft picks next year. That's what I think happened because I can't see any other scenario that makes any sense.
I think the plan is working perfectly too because he is terrible.
Goff was not the reason we took the deal with LA. Goff was like a little, here you go, an add-on. Had nothing to do with getting Goff.
Right.
He was a placeholder. That was the whole idea. We were going after the picks.
Okay, here's your list, PC. Go through that if you can see it.
Okay, I'm reading it. Okay, I would take one of these guys. At what part? I mean, like, where in the draft are you taking these guys? First overall? Because none of these guys are worth the first overall pick. Our second first-round pick, our LA pick. Who's going to be there? Who's worth taking? And who are they going to learn under? Because Goff's still here for a year. So you want any of these young guys learning how to play football from Jared Goff?
I think actually Pickett's better than all those guys he listed there, and I wouldn't take him in the first round either. So, I mean.
Yeah, look, if one of those guys is available in, say, the 3rd, 4th round, and they find some value in him and they decide maybe they're going to make him a backup or whatever, sure. We got some capital. I'm not going to get mad about it, but wasting an early pick would be so Lions on a quarterback when we have barely poured the foundation for this rebuild. We haven't even put studs up yet. And you want to throw a rookie quarterback in with a bunch of or a lack of talent. It's like throwing him to the wolves. You just don't do that. You build the trenches, you build around that position, then you add that position in. The reason the Lions have been so unsuccessful for so many years is because they haven't done it right. They keep screwing it up because they take the shiny toy. It's not how you build a football team. I know we're going to have to answer this question 50 or 60 more times, but trust me, that is not how you build a football team. You don't have to trust me. Just go look at the record. So
Right.
there you go.
Check out Cleveland. How many quarterbacks did they draft? And how good did that? How did that work out? It didn't. Over and over and over again, they did. So you say Malik Willis won't be on the board at 2 or 3? Why not take him? Because that would be stupid. I'm just telling you the truth. I know the truth sucks. I know. I realize it. I know we don't want to be bad next year. And I know we don't want to, continue to be horrible. But the facts are facts. PC's saying it really well, man. You guys just don't get it. Let's go for the shiny object instead of building the team. Okay.
How many times did we draft a wide receiver or a quarterback and it didn't work out? You got to build the team first. You're right, Jim. You got to build the trenches, build the team, then you get the skill players in the third year of a build. For sure. We're only in the first year. Next year's the second year. We keep building up the defense. And maybe we can pick a couple wide receivers too. We will, but probably not to the third round.
Right.
But I mean,
I agree.
We got to get linebackers, safeties, edge rushers. We need all these things. And if a quarterback who we think could be good in a couple of years falls to us, we could take him with, one of our picks in the 30s or 40s. We could do it. But right now, the first pick overall, no way.
We suck at quarterback. Are you watching the game? Are you serious?
Yeah.
We're watching the game. We know that we suck. We know the position sucks. Problem is, you don't build a team like that. You don't. See Cleveland. I'm serious. Watch how many times they've picked a quarterback in the top 10. How many times? In the last, 20 years? It's been crazy. And they finally started building a team around Baker.
Yeah. Yeah, I give you a really easy example. So we drafted this guy first overall. He was here for a while, and we didn't ever really build a team. We had weapons and here and there, but we never built a complete team around him. Look what happens when he goes to a complete team.
Yep.
Did they add Matthew Stafford? Did they build around Matthew Stafford in LA? No. They added him when they needed him. You don't build a team backwards. I don't like Goff. I hate Jared Goff. I hate sitting down on Sundays and knowing that he's probably going to be the reason or one of the major reasons that we are going to lose the football game. I don't like it any more than anybody else. But these knee-jerk reactions to building football teams is why Detroit has sucked my entire life. It's why we all are sitting here talking about it. And doing it backwards does not create long-term success. That is why you're
trying to fix this year. You're trying to fix this team right now. But we're not doing that because we're trying to build a team. We're not trying to build the quarterback position at this time. This league has proven you win with a quarterback on a rookie deal. You have to have a great team around him to actually win and not throw a rookie into this mess. I'm salty. That's my comment of the day. I mean, that's it. We need skill positions, and we suck at receiver. But what if Kayvon Thibodeau sucks? Are you serious?
Yep. He might. You know what? There's in every sport, there's always a bust. First round picks don't always work out. So then why would you draft a quarterback first round? I mean, based on that philosophy, if you think that as someone who has proven he doesn't suck, might suck in the NFL, which is possible. I'm not saying it's not. What makes you think that any of the quarterbacks you listed aren't going to suck? It's a philosophy question. So, I don't know. I don't really know what else to say about it. I think we should move on. I don't know.
Yeah, but they don't.
I don't know if I can help these people.
They don't want to move on. We can't score on offense. Yep, that's true.
That's true.
So, do you think that you can build you're going to change the quarterback, and that's going to change everything for this team? That's what you think? I don't think so.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either. Yeah. That's okay though. That's okay.
No, it's fine.
Panthers drafted all defense. Yeah, Panthers drafted all defense, and they have a nice defense. And they had to piece that. What? They had to piece that away. I don't know what that means. Developing that defense too. I kind of agree. I don't know really exactly what that means. You might want to rephrase that, or maybe I'm just tired. Not really sure. Whatever QB we draft in the later rounds will be a good backup. No, he won't, because they'll be clamoring for him. That's what you guys just don't get. These guys, look at what's happened to Justin Fields. And that guy's got a good character around him, and he's got a strong mental aspect to him. But anybody that doesn't is going to get ruined really quick. See Joey Harrington if you want an example of how to ruin a quarterback, because there you go. Teams are doing this more and more with Peyton. Yes, of course.
I'm okay if we draft a guy later, but I would also pick up a quarterback in free agency. Not an expensive one, somebody cheap for about $5 or $10 million. Then let that guy play instead of Goff. Sit him on the bench if you want. And just don't throw the rookie out there right away. You got to let him sit for at least half a season, at least.
Yeah, we're paying Goff's contract whether he sits on the bench or he plays in the field.
Or we cut him. We're paying him no matter what.
Or if he dresses up as a cheerleader, it doesn't matter. We're still paying him 30-some million. So fans don't understand. It's not about the season this year. It's about the upcoming draft. Well, I kind of agree with that and kind of don't, because I think it's not about this season or next season. I think we're building a foundation here. And just because everything else looks ugly doesn't necessarily mean it's not a bad thing. You know, all D with the first and a wide receiver with the first 4 picks. Not real sure about the wide receiver thing, but you know, it's fine. I guess if you want to get a wide receiver, I don't care.
I think we have enough capital to maybe late second, third round.
Yeah,
you take one pick and get a very good receiver. There's going to be a lot of receivers in this draft. Same with last year. It's pretty thick on receivers, so we can get a good guy all the way into the 5th and 6th round.
Generally is One Pride 40. Should Lin be fired? Now, this is an interesting question. I think this is a good question here because of the fact that Dan Campbell's taking over the play calling things and Dan Campbell's getting his hands on the offense. What does that say about Anthony Lynn? I mean, what is he doing right now? Not much, I guess.
Yeah, I think Lynn was talking to Campbell through the headset too, but Campbell was overruling him on a lot of the play calls. But he never really was. That's what he said in his interview today.
No, did he? Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, Campbell was basically every time Lynn said we're going to throw the ball, Campbell said no, we're running it again. It looked like to me, I don't know, but Lynn, I'm not impressed with that. I like our coaching staff except for Lynn.
Lynn doesn't have a lot to work with.
No,
I'm just being honest. I'm not trying to be funny, but Dan Campbell did something.
If we did make a change, though, I think that would be the one change we make out of this coaching staff next year. But we'll see what happens. I don't think Lynn's going anywhere this year. He'll stick with him for the rest of the year.
Once you draft a quarterback, the clock starts to win a Super Bowl. He's right about this. It's a team sport. Look at Mahomes. That's interesting. Yeah, because what teams do is they draft a really good rookie quarterback once they've built their team, not before, because the clock is going to start because he has 4 or 5 years on that deal.
And Mahomes sat for an entire year after they drafted him too,
which won't
happen. That's
happen
why
here.
He was better. He had a year to learn the playbook, figure out what he was doing, and then they threw him in there the second season.
Yeah, he's right about this. Okay, so what makes you think Thibodeau is the man? Because I think he's going to be a future stud in the NFL. I honestly do. That's my opinion, and you know your opinion about the quarterbacks is the same thing. And I love you, Rod Detroit. You guys got some great stuff over there. You do a great job on the graph. If you haven't checked out their channel, you really should. To be honest about it, they do some really good stuff over there. Just because we disagree doesn't mean anything at all.
Oh yeah, This is
all old and cranky.
Yep. I was going to comment on that too.
Me being old and cranky?
Yes, we all know that. I was actually going to comment to Raw Detroit. Yeah, it's all in good fun, guys. It's nothing to do with. It's all opinions. You know, we have heated conversations because we're all passionate about the team. You know, it's absolutely nothing personal. But to this question, what do I think? Why do I think Thibodeau is the man? Because I've watched a lot of tape. I've seen a lot of numbers and watched a lot of his games, and he's really, really, really good. And that's why he's projected so high. Now, is that going to translate into the NFL? Who knows? But I'd rather play the percentages and take the guy that's shown me that much already.
Here we go again. You guys' mentality is why I have a bag on my head. No, that's because you put a bag on your head. We had nothing to do with it. And I bleed Honolulu blue and silver. You should go to a doctor. That's just all I'm saying. Dr. Detroit is in the building if you need him. He's here. We're having fun. It's nothing against you, Lion King. I understand what you're saying. The quarterback position does suck. But we don't want to bring somebody into this mess of a situation and ruin the kid. I think that's what we would do. That's my opinion.
Agreed.
It's just opinions, though, you know?
Yep.
if there
No,
was
they
a
had
Trevor
a piece-
Lawrence there, I would pick him first, but there isn't. Like, there just isn't in this draft. I don't see it.
No, there isn't. I mean, they had to piece that Panthers defense together. Derek Brown, who I wanted, Brian Burns, another guy I wanted, were guys before the 2020 draft. Lions may have luxury to fill more defensive holes in one draft. I agree with that. I do. I think that's Lion King or that haircut. I have no idea what that means. We draft Thibodeau and still suck as a team. We will. We're gonna suck for 2-3 years.
Yeah. So
you guys you got to understand. This is a build. Go ahead, PC. I don't want to cut you.
no, I just saying, Thibodeau's one guy and it's team sport, so it's very possible we'd still suck with him on the team.
We could get 3 starters in this draft. We have 3 picks in the top 33. I mean, come on. We could get 3 starters.
100.
There you go. 5 inside of the top 100 because we have the first comp pick, which will be around 97, 98, around there.
It's 97.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. So, I mean, we're looking good. I mean, this is all if we finished where we do, which I think we're gonna, because I don't think we're gonna win more than 2 games, and we probably might only win 1. We'll see.
Yeah, Raw Detroit does have a channel, Dr. Detroit, and they go over a lot of draft picks and stuff like that. It's actually really good because I don't really do a lot of research on draft picks at this point, although I probably should. So I just go over there. I have my research person at Grandizer 12, and Raw Detroit is my some of my go-to for that draft stuff. Although I will get into it as December kind of rolls around. I think I'll start then. Yeah, check it out, man. Check it out. Yeah, we just want to win too, but we want to win consistently. We don't want to have a one and done. We don't want to have a 1991 and then never go back again. We want to build a foundation of youth through the draft, through young players that we acquire, whatever way we do. I think that's exactly what we need to do to build this team, and then add the quarterback, and then add that flashy wide receiver. Once you've built a great defense and a great running game, look at the Chicago Bears. How many good quarterbacks have they had? Seriously. How many great quarterbacks can you name for the Chicago Bears and they won the Super Bowl? Have we? No. Formula works, guys. You got to be patient with it, though. That's the problem. I really think we need to change at OC. We did. We got Dan Campbell now. They say Lin doesn't have much to work with, but Glenn is doing okay with cornerbacks off the street. You know what? I gotta say that you're right on that. Aaron Glenn that I think that's doing that.
Aubrey Pleasant too is helping him, but yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Aubrey Pleasant, yeah, too.
Our corners are playing way above their pay grade. I mean, these guys are practice squad guys at the beginning of the year. Most of these guys out there. I mean, come on, they're playing okay considering where they were drafted and where we got them from.
Yeah, Rod Detroit says, I watched Kayvon Thibodeau, and he's talented, but he's not the only talented defensive end or pass rusher in that upcoming draft. I agree with that. I'm not saying that I disagree with that, but we need difference makers. I think between him and Aiden Hutchinson, I actually have Thibodeau being a game changer type of person and maybe a generational talent. Where I think Hutchinson has a great motor, and I think he's a good player, but I don't think he's ever going to be great. It's just my opinion. I could be wrong.
Yeah, you can only pick one guy at a time. So you got to pick one, and that's who I would pick if I had to choose.
For sure. Yeah. Thibodeau could be the next Joey Bosa or, TJ or whatever. He's very good pass rusher. I mean, he's outstanding. Myles Garrett, you compare him to a lot of guys. I think he's going to be a stud someday.
I really do too. I think he's going to be a really, really good player. Draft for defense this year, draft offense next year, and draft a center. Stroud 2 years from now.
Well, we have 10 picks this year. We don't have to wait to do all those things.
I wouldn't draft a center. I don't think we need a center. You got Evan Brown when we also have
Frank Ragnow.
So I don't see that as a position of need. I like Hamilton and Hutchinson. If we don't, Thibodeau, I want Hutchinson next. You know what? I like Hutchinson. I've watched him in every game that he's played this year. And he does have a good motor. I just think that there's something special about Thibodeau. I might be way off base, but that's what I see.
Yeah, I like Hamilton a lot too, but I wouldn't pick him first overall. But if we trade back, somebody makes us a great offer and we trade back, still staying in the top 5, I would definitely take Hamilton. And if we get
Hamilton's
2 more picks out of it, great.
He's a different beast though, because he could play a hybrid safety role where he's like playing that hybrid safety linebacker position, and I think Detroit in this scheme needs that. So I would love to sit there and package picks and get my Thibodeau and then go up and get him too. If we got both of those guys,
that would be a dream.
That would be the draft right there for me. I would love that. That tricked me too. So guys, the tie, it's great because we're not going 0-17. I like Dan Campbell's play calls, even though some people didn't. I thought it was, what else are they going to do? Everybody's throwing Anthony Lynn under the bus. But to be honest, what has he got to work with? That's my problem. And everybody's like, oh, you got to get a quarterback because the offense sucks, and I understand you guys, I really do, but I don't see the same things you do.
Yeah, you got to wonder about that. You got to wonder about that bye week meeting between Lin and Campbell. And Campbell's like, well, Gibbs, man, like, let's get something going. What's going on? Like, we need to start rolling here. And he just points his finger at a picture of Goff and says, that's what I'm dealing with. And so you got to wonder at a certain point, you can, shit rolls downhill, but at the same time, if you give me Jared Goff and my boss is saying, okay, you take this guy, he's on your team. It's like the last kid you pick playing basketball in junior high. You know what I mean? So like, what are you supposed to do with that kind of trash on your team?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Oh yeah. Sewell looks like an elite talent. Yes, he does. Yes, he does at both positions. And I told you that. So did Dr. Detroit. Grade the draft class. Can we give it a few years before we do that? We're supposed to be doing that like at 3 years. I mean, I can't grade them right now, to be honest. Also Nolan Smith, Adam Anderson. Oh yeah. And I like that other linebacker too that I can never remember his name. The kid is 22. He's actually 21, but that's okay. I will gladly take Anthony Lynn and his quarterback coach Pep Hamilton were credited with Justin Herbert, and it could have been some of Justin Herbert, but you never know. So guys, it's oh man, this hour's gone quick, and we've just talked about Goff pretty much.
Yeah, just to get on a different note, hopefully we don't have a big letdown next week against Cleveland. I mean, it seems like every time we play a team decent and almost win, we turn around the next week and get slaughtered by somebody. So let's pray this doesn't happen again. Let's learn from our past and let's show up the next game and make it 2 good games in a row.
Let's take the quarterback out. Give us an extra offensive lineman and just snap it to Swift or whoever's back there. Because I don't know what he's doing there. Oh, okay. Listen to this one. Brandon Biketon. I'm going to try that one. Can you guys give my girlfriend Remington Bass a birthday shout out? She's listening at work. Well, we give you a shout out. Happy birthday there, Remington Bass. That's a weird name, but yes, happy birthday. And thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate it.
Happy birthday.
Big West, you got a happy birthday in you?
Yeah, happy birthday. That feels great. I think it'd be a happier birthday next week if we get Josh Reynolds playing, Melifonwu comes back, Boyle comes back, and maybe in a couple of weeks we get Cephas. We need something positive to happen here. We need to win a game. Like, I just want to see us win a game. I don't even care if we win 2 games. I want to win a game.
Yep.
Cleveland, I don't know if we can beat them, but I think we can compete with them. The Bears, I know we can beat the Bears. On Thanksgiving, we can do that. And the rest of our schedule, I mean, we got Minnesota at home. We go to Denver. That's going to be tough. Arizona, well, that's going to be impossible. Atlanta, they're not that great. Seattle laid an egg against Green Bay yesterday. And Green Bay, when we played them the last game, they might be sitting all their starters because they'll be like, have everything clinched. They'll be, you know, so who knows? We might hope we don't win too many games and don't get the first pick. Maybe we're looking at this the wrong way now. I don't know. But we're going to win at least one. We're going to win.
I think we'll win one. Okay, here's Lion King again. Love you, man. Would Ford put a product out that they know would be recalled? Yes.
They have.
That's what.
Remember the
what you guys.
Yeah.
Can I finish this, please?
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's what you guys are saying for next season. Of course, we're saying that for next season because we're building a team. I don't know how I don't know how else to say it. Love with Sewell balls out. Happy birthday, Remington. Oh, we got a $5 super chat from Skull.
Hey, thank you.
That's thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Very generous. Thank you.
They will want to work. They want to screw us out of the number 1 pick. Yeah, probably so. You guys are awesome. Anyone who can keep coming back on this stream, on this steaming pile week after week deserves the respect or pity. Well, we'll take either. But yeah, I think just talking about this, this build, and then this guy gives us a super chat every time. I appreciate it. Lions will be bringing some kickers in this week. Yes, they will. Zegqua. Please tell me how to say that name.
Yeah, exactly where I was going to go with that. Make sure we get your name right. Thank you so much.
We appreciate you. Really do.
My guess would be Zegqua.
Zegqua.
Just looks right.
We'll try it that way.
Can I call you Zegqua?
And One Pride 40, again, we answered this already. What would you grade the draft class so far? I would not. I would grade it an incomplete. There you go. An incomplete. Because it's a first year. We don't even know. You need about 3 years to judge a draft class. At least that's my opinion. Oh, you said we got it right. That's cool. Dr. Detroit grades this draft class a B. Huh. Okay, cool. Hoping one of the kickers' name is Sue. Yeah, me too, because it could help on defense as well. All right, guys. We're talking about this build, and to try to put it into perspective, if you get a quarterback, how is that going to help? Well, just let me know, because we did get a quarterback. His name is Jared Goff, and he's Goffle. We understand that, but he has an awful team too. You have to understand that. When he was with a good team, he went to a Super Bowl and attended and stuff, right? But without that good team, he looks awful, So there is something to be said about building the team. Are you concerned with both defensive tackles? No, they're young yet. They got to put on some strength, I think. Yet they got to get an off-season program in, I think. So no, I'm not concerned. I'm not concerned about that.
No, I like what we're doing in the trenches with the last draft. It's just going to have to continue. Like we need more. We need more. Our defense is pretty weak still. Our offense is pathetic. Like we need talent. We're thin on talent, but we have a lot of draft picks coming up this year and a lot of draft picks the year after and a lot of cap space once Goff is gone. I mean, even next year, if we keep Goff, we still got like $50 million. So, I mean, we have a chance to do something, but we got to use some of that money to re-sign a couple of these players we've got, but not too many. And then we got to go out and try to find some free agents can help us that are willing to come here. That's the hard part. Are they willing to come here in a rebuild? Like, it'd probably be harder to get a free agent until 2023. Then we'll have a chance maybe if we can at least go 500 next year or close to it. But for now, we're just going to have to embrace the suck. It's going to take time.
Yeah, One Pride 40, I get that. He says I'd prefer an inside pass rush. I don't know what there is one thing I'm a little upset about. It's neither here nor there, but the inactives are getting a little bit to be a problem for me. I don't know whether Kevin Strong is still hurt or not, but he needs to be on the field. I like him and Penasini in run defense. I think that's a great pairing. And also the new wide receiver that said he was going to be able to be out there, and Campbell said he should have been out there. They just, let's not do that because I don't know why.
Maybe the weather had to do with that. They knew they weren't going to throw it anyway, so they gave him another week. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe to keep another offensive lineman in.
I mean, to be fair, I know both quarterbacks were horrible this week, but the weather was horrible too. I don't think many guys could have thrown well in that weather.
Every time you say brace the suck, we all take a shot. There we go.
It's a good idea.
It's actually not a bad idea. Show would be a lot more entertaining that way, I think. But anyway, I'm just kidding. So guys,
next show is we all try to finish a fifth before the end of the show. and it gets way better.
Reynolds.
That's a really bad idea. You should never do that to yourself.
Never. No. But you guys, we're going through a terrible season. We got a tie. We're not going to win 17. Let's celebrate just a little bit. just a little bit. We know this team is bad. We know that Goff is bad, but we've got a lot of injuries too. I think that that's another key factor in this. You know, I mean, with Frank Ragnow going down, Decker being out for almost the whole year so far. In fact, he was out the whole year until this game. Well, we got a lot of injuries and we got a lot of stuff going on. You know, it is embrace the suck, right, guys? You know?
Think positive. We haven't lost the last 2 games, or last 2 weeks anyways. We had a bye week and then we got a tie. I mean, you know, who knows? The future is bright.
Yeah. They have more holes to fill than Michigan roadways, let me tell you.
I don't know, man. I drove down to Detroit this weekend for my birthday, and oh my goodness, there's a lot of holes, man. I don't know who has more holes. Detroit Lions are, 70.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's bad. I'm sure Dan Campbell wanted Reynolds to digest the playbook a little more. I'm with PC. I think they just figured they weren't going to. They got the weather report that night. They weren't going to run. They were going to run the ball. They were not going to pass the ball very much. So it is what it is. I'm not going to worry about it too much.
Whether you agree with the strategy or not, it almost worked. I mean, if our kicker could have made a field goal, we would have won the damn game. And all we did was run the entire game.
Yeah.
It almost worked.
It almost worked. Okay, guys, let's give our final thought. Oh, we have one question. Who are you stock up, stock down from yesterday's game if the Lions players are coaching your positions? Okay, that's actually a good question. Stock down, Jared Goff. Seriously? It's been that way all the time. Stock up, I would go Matt Nelson. I thought Matt Nelson played really, really well, and he hadn't played really good at tackle, but in this game, he played really well. Deshaun Hand played well also, I think, in this game. So his stock is up. Tracy Walker knocking himself out. Maybe that was a step down for him. Maybe you shouldn't flex over people because there is such a thing as karma. Sorry. What do you guys stock up, stock down? And we're going to get to final.
I think the whole O-line stock up, especially in the run blocking. Pass blocking, not so much. But the running backs stock up. Wide receiver stock down. Quarterback stock down. I don't know. The cornerbacks, they're young. They don't have much of a chance. But, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. At least we didn't lose.
What do you got stock up, stock down? Really, really quickly.
Yeah, my stock up is Amani Oruwariye. He got burned early in the game, and he bounced back, and he just locked onto his receiver the whole game and just wouldn't let him free. Had some great blocks and breakups. So Amani is my leg up. I don't know how low it's like limbo. How low can you go? I don't know how low you can go, but Goff is way down there right now. So he just keeps digging himself deeper.
Yeah. All right, guys. Let's go for final thoughts. Sorry about cough drop, sore throat today. Big West, what do you got for me today? Your final thoughts for this Roar It For Monday show.
Well, my final thought is I just hope we don't have a massive letdown next week against Cleveland. Like, we played better this week. We ran the ball. We ran for over 200 yards. We got to keep that up. The O-line has to keep playing well. We have to keep running the ball. And when we do throw it, maybe we don't have Goff in there throwing it. Maybe we do take a chance and put in Blower Boyle if Boyle gets activated. But I think at one point you got to sit Jared down. That's all. That's my last thought.
Okay, PC Payload, what is your final thoughts for today?
My final thoughts are to this awesome chat community that we have going on here. I had a ton of fun today. I love when it gets heated like that. I really, really enjoy that kind of stuff. It's all in good fun. I love the emotion we all have on it. Pardon me, my alarm seems to be going off right now. It's telling me the show's over and I should shut up. But thank you to everyone in the chat. You guys are absolutely awesome. And I wish I could turn my alarm off for you, but it's on my camera and I can't touch it. So this is our outro music.
I don't even hear it.
Really? That's good because it's really annoying. It's the only thing that wakes me up in the morning.
Okay. My final thoughts for today is, you know what, guys, patience. I gotta preach patience, you guys. You know, I'm sorry that you think that the quarterback position is the fix, and that's not the fix. It just isn't. You know, there's a lot of things that we have to build on this team. We need some stars on this team, which we don't have. I mean, to ask yourself this: who scares you on this team? Like no one. So I'm just telling you, there's just a lot of work to be done on this team, and it's the first year. It's the first year, first off season. They had to undo what Patricia and Bob Quinn did. So everybody, embrace the suck, and also be patient. We're out.